decided to switch from your old-fashioned push mower? Or are you looking to replace your current self-propelled model and are wondering about the pros and cons of front vs rear? Either way, we've got you covered. In this video, we'll look at both front and rear-wheel drive lawn mowers. We're going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of both and take a closer look at what each is best for. And we'll even discuss some common self-propelled mower issues. And the short answer to our question, front vs rear-wheel drive lawnmower. Will it matter? Not really. Both types of self-propelled mower are excellent in aiding you around your lawn. But there are subtle differences that could make a difference depending on the type of lawn you have. So, to explain these differences and decide which mower might be best for you, watch on. What does self-propelled mean? Before we get into comparison of front and rear-wheel drive mowers, let's take a quick look at what we mean. On a push-type mower, the engine, or motor if it's electric, drives the mower blades, and that's it. The blade design and rotational speed give the mower an upward force in much the same way a helicopter works. This helps you push your mower along by taking some of the weight and effectively making your mower lighter. This is why it's still easier to maneuver push mower when it's working than when it's turned off. But you're still doing the work of moving the mower, and the engine does not assist the wheels. With a self-propelled mower, the engine channels some of the power to the wheels, front, back, or both. This drives the wheels in a similar fashion to a car. With a self-propelled version, there is usually a bar on the handle. Depressing this bar engages the wheels and your mower engine drives them forward so you don't have to push. Comparison. Now that we've established what we're working with, let's get down to business. Here is a look at the major features and difference of front and rear-wheel drive mowers. Cost. The first and perhaps most obvious feature is cost. A front-wheel drive mower usually costs less than a rear-wheel drive version. This is mainly because rear-wheel self-propelled mowers are more complicated and cost more to build. Maneuverability. While both types of mower are relatively easy to maneuver, a front-wheel drive version is easier. The best way to maneuver a front-wheel drive mower is to push down on the handle until you raise the front wheels off the ground. You can then swing the mower around wherever you like and turn it almost within its own radius. This maneuverability means it's easier to move your mower around obstacles, plant pots, uneven edges, or your collection of garden gnomes. One other advantage of the front-wheel drive versions is that it's easier to move them backwards. By lifting the front wheels up, you can easily drag your mower backwards without stopping or disengaging the drive, something you would have to do to pull a rear-wheel version backwards. A rear-wheel drive mower doesn't have the straight-up maneuverability, but it does have a couple of other advantages while mowing. The first is that most rear-wheel versions have a variable speed control. This means you can set the velocity to match your own comfortable walking pace and optimal grass cutting speed. Rugged terrain and traction. When it comes to lawns with challenges, usually a rear-wheel version will deal with them better than a front-wheel version. A lawn on a slope, or with a lot of little bumps and hillocks, is better served with a rear-wheel drive. The reason for this is that you will normally get better traction with a rear-wheel drive mower. On an uneven surface, a front-wheel drive mower will often struggle for grip, making your mowing considerably harder than it needs to be. You have to push and wrestle your mower around a lot more. A note on all-wheel drive mowers. Since I mentioned all-wheel drive mowers, I'd like to add some quick information about them. Just like a four-wheel drive car is necessary for going cross-country, a four- or all-wheel drive mower is the best option for seriously rugged and uneven lawn terrain. With power to all four wheels, it gives unrivaled grip for challenging lawns. But the advantages come with a cost premium. An all-wheel drive costs more than the other options. So, if your lawn is flat and even, it's probably not necessary with an all-wheel option. But if you have a steep slope or bumps and hillocks, the extra cost might well be worth it. Common self-propelling issues. Now that we've established the pros and cons of front vs rear-wheel drive mowers, let's take a quick look at some of the most common problems that cause a self-propelled mower to stop self-propelling. That's our rundown on front vs rear-wheel drive mowers. Now you know what self-propelled actually means and the difference between front and rear-wheel drive versions. If you have a good flat lawn, then a front-wheel drive will probably be best. It's cheaper and more maneuverable. But if you have an uneven surface, a lawn on a slope, or are worried about traction, then a rear-wheel drive mower could be the better choice. Just remember, both versions of self-propelled mowers are useful and make your mowing a pleasure. Good luck with your choice and have fun! We are going to end this video right away. If you have any query or information to share, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.